welcome back to my channel. And actually all my classes have ended, and that's why I have enough time to share about a quick tutorial in Rstudio. And by the way, tomorrow will be an Islamic celebrations after 1 month of fasting in Ramadan. So Eid Mubarak for those who celebrate it, and Selamat Hari Raya Idul Fitri. So as my promise, I will make a breaking down of ggplot syntaxes. I know that this should be delivered earlier, but I hope that this tutorial is not so late either, so you guys still can find it useful to be used in understanding about the syntaxes related to the ggplot libraries that I often use in my video. So let's start by first installing the packages if you haven't installed it, or load the libraries. Use the same data from the previous tutorial video, which is the COVID-19 case data in Singapore. Please download it from the GitHub link that I have shared about how to download and how to prepare it in several videos I posted before. So if you succeeded on downloading the data and also preparing the data, you will have the same data frame like what I have in here. So it's a data frame contains of 4 columns. The first one is date, starting in 22 January 2020, and then the second column will be confirmed, and then deaths, and then recover. So this is an old data from a month ago collected by the Johns Hopkins University. So if you download the new one, you will have a very surprising increase of COVID-19 cases in Singapore. Yeah, but I don't want to talk about it here. Okay. So the basic syntax of ggplot is like this, and when you run it, it will give you an empty chart like what I presented in here. It is still empty because you need to specify what kind of graph that you would like to set in here. Is it scattered, line, or bar or columns? So it depends on your preferences. As an example, if you would like to make it as a scatter plot, then you can just add the geom point syntax, just like this, and then it will give a point plot just like presented in here. And then if you would like to change it as a line plot, you can specify it like in here. And then be careful when you want to make it as a bar or column plots. So there are 2 kinds of geom for plots. First is geom bar, and then the second is geom col. We will talk about it later. So for geom bar, you need to specify only one aesthetic, because if you do the same like this and change the aesthetic, the syntax to be geom bar, it will be error because it requires only one X or Y aesthetics. So let's change our syntaxes to shows like here. So it's actually the functions of geom bar is similar to the histogram. So it counts the frequency or the data occurrence in our data frames. And because of the confirmed case is quite a lot, and let's see the one that's list in the data frame, which is the death case, because fortunately not so many people passed away in Singapore due to the COVID-19. So it shows that there are almost 60 times 0 occurrences in the data frames and so on. But of course, we don't want to see this kind of graphs. We actually want to see the same kind of graph like this one, but in a column or in a bar. So for that, you need to specify it not geom bar, but geom col. Oops, sorry. So we will have different type of chart, but the same presentation. These are some of the different type of plot you can make in ggplot. And next, I will focus on the geom line and geom point syntaxes only, because basically those all different type of charts are showing the same kind of data. First, let's check our geomline syntaxes. So we know that we have three types of data: the confirmed, the dates, and the recovered number of people. So let's plot them all by geomline, and then we like to specify the color name based on the column name. This is just the basic way to plot the multiple line inside one chart. You can make similar presentations with geomcall or jumppoint. Okay, now let's explore the jumppoint syntax more. If you want to make a fit line, you can add stat-smooth syntax or geom-smooth syntax. Why it is important? Because it is a way to show the distributions of your data, and then you can present it as a functions. Here, the confirm case will be a functions of a changing date. So if the date changes or through the time, then the confirm case will increase or change too. If you think that your data has a linear relations or linear distributions, where the more the time or the more the date added, then the confirmed cases will be equally increased, then you can specify the method as linear model or LM. But certainly, our data here is not linear. So instead, let's use the lowest method and then write down the formula, and then don't forget to add the size of the line. If you want a thicker line, you can have another value than 1. If you would like to learn more about different kind of methods, remember, you can always ask Rstudio help to understand about what kind of method that is applicable or you can use in this syntax. Next, let's put some attributes to make our chart has better visualizations. To rename the x-axis and y-axis, just simply use xlab and ylab, or you can just simply put labs, and then inside these labs functions, you can add title, subtitle, y name, x name, and even the captions of our chart. We can still add more attributes like the limit of our x and y axis or changing the background of our chart. Sure, the more syntax we add, the longer our script will be. So what good about ggplot is you can store it in a variable name, and then next time we just can simply call this variable and add more syntax. So then let's call the g variable and then add a syntax to change the theme of our chart, which is g plus theme underscore bv, and this is the result of our chart. And compare with the compare with the previous one, our new chart has a better view, in my opinion. To save the data, you just simply write the name of the chart, and then the ggsave will directly save the latest charts you make in your Rstudio. Like in here, I save it as a PNG file, and if we browse to our working directory, then our chart or our plot has already been saved in a PNG file. Okay, that's all for today's tutorial. I hope you find it useful. See you and thank you for watching.